Welcome to Deep Thought. A major system outage could cause a collapse. And this is just speculation because, I'm not one of those doom and gloom type of guys. I might talk about something, but, I always talk about solutions. But, of course, this is Deep Thought. And, the main thing to think about is what can happen or just to think, period, really. And what inspired this, a couple of days before I recorded this podcast, I had received a text from a friend of mine, and I was just responding to her. But it was like system failed, or it was a fail. I was like, a fail? What the heck is wrong? This phone isn't a year old yet. I'm like, wait a minute. I was like, man. But then I looked up something on my laptop, and it was a system outage for my carrier, like a bunch of reports. And, it was fixed in a little bit. But I was just like, wait a minute. That was just a few minutes. But then, me. See, I'm that person. You give me one idea, one thought, and let me see it to its conclusion. Because I said, okay, that was cool for a minute. Okay, they fixed it. In fact, I went through that before, but it was with shall we say, lesser carrier, one of those prepaids. The towers were down or something, and it was just a problem. And after a storm, I'll get into that storm thing in a second. But I was thinking about that. I was just like, what if I was doing an online transaction? Because, with smartphones now, shoot, I'll be real with y'all, man. I be taking care of bills when taking care of number two. Yeah, I know y'all probably like, Uncle Rom, you cool and everything, man. But that was a little bit too much information. Oh, well. But I'm being real, though. That's how convenient it is. Be like sitting on the couch, chilling, relaxing, and say, oh, let me pay this bill. Be in the bathroom. Bathroom for y'all technical people. Bathroom for comedy. In the bathroom. Up there just, taking care of the bills, paying the electric bill, cable bill, checking my accounts, all my online traps and everything. But I thought about that. What if it was a major power outage or some outage just with that on like a day I needed to pay something like, my rent was due that day or something. Even though, well, technically I personally pay all my bills like as soon as I get them. But what if I said, oh, I'm gonna wait? And, you do all this and, it messes you up. And of course, yeah, they fix it, but think about if it's something major. Think about it, because I was thinking about all the technology nowadays. All the technology, everything is so wired. I mean, reportedly, even some of the stuff in your kitchen has some type of sensor or something. What if some malicious hacker said, hey, I'm going to mess all this up? And actually, I was thinking about that for a science fiction book that I might get around to writing, having that as a part of how the storyline came to be. And it's not a new concept of all the power going out or something. There was a TV show on NBC a couple years ago called Revolution, where because of, some scientists trying to do something good, did something, created some nanobots that basically took out the electricity on the whole planet. So everybody was going back to, shall we say, Civil War times, American Civil War, and swords and all of that, and muskets, because they couldn't even make guns. But I was thinking about that. I was like, man, how much trouble could be caused? Like, we already have some trouble just with nature. A good thunderstorm, hurricane, or some snowstorm can knock out power for weeks for some people. We don't talk about it as much. And I was thinking about that. I was like, man, all the technology we got, somebody can be messed up. I mean, even with money, thinking about it. Because what if there's something that like some hacker gets through or something to like the banking system, major banking systems, and said, not even just to get money or anything, just to be mischievous. They can knock out a serious accounts and everything. I was just thinking about that. I was like, man, I mean, yeah, they have plenty of protection, but all you need is one lucky moment. or unlucky moment, depending on what side you on. But I was thinking about it because it's so much is dependent on the electronics. Every so much is. I mean, yeah, you still have some people who will buy and sell, go get their stuff, but so much is dependent on the systems working, the electronic systems working. Because I was even thinking about that. I was driving someplace, didn't know, and I had had my my phone out, UPS, GPS and everything. And I was thinking about that. I was like, I remember the days you just had to either grab a map, or if you're going over somebody's house, they got to give you the streets and the landmarks and stuff. I remember my cousin was telling me one time how to get over to her house. She said, all right, you go to the top of the hill, then you take a left, then you go down, turn right, go down, turn right. At that point, I said, put your mom on the phone. But, that was back in the day, but we're so dependent on electronics and stuff like that. Indeed, I was just talking about the GPS. I don't even know if they sell maps anymore. I got to take a look. Used to be you could always find a map at a gas station. I might just stop in a gas station looking. They say, hey, y'all still got those old-fashioned maps? They might do. If they still have maps out, let me know. Because you don't have to use them. You just speak into your phone and shoot, it give you several directions as you driving. If there's all of a sudden traffic blockage or something, they'll tell you, hey, we got a faster route. But it's that deep. But what if that happens? What happens if there's an outage or something like that? It's deep. It's like just to think about. And that's why, to a great extent, I try not to depend on electronics to a great extent. But it's so convenient. I mean, I can pay my bills on the toilet. And I'm just like, So what if happens is something major, something that happens for a while? You could have a serious collapse out here because of how dependent we are on so many levels. It's something to think about. Because you know how I am. I'm like, we need to think about these things and everything. Something to think about. Let me know what y'all think. Just let me know what y'all think, all right? Anyway, I get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.